Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Mimi's Kitchen and God bless you. Tomorrow is my sweet mother-in-law's 69th happy birthday. That's why I decided to make her a chocolate cake. So, let me show you the ingredients that I have used and the techniques that I have followed to prepare this extra yummy and chocolatey chocolate cake. In a large bowl, I have added 1.25 cups of whole milk, 1 cup of boiling coffee, and mix it with unsweetened cocoa. Whisk them very well so that there is no hidden lumps remain in that bowl. Then we need 9 ounces of unsalted butter and 3 cups of sugar. We add the unsalted room temperature butter and sugar in a whisking bowl. Make sure the butter must be in room temperature, otherwise the cake is going to turn out to be clumpy and gummy. We don't want that kind of texture in our cake. So the butter has to be super moist and room temperature. Then we whisk it until it is pale and fluffy. And to the mixture, I will be adding 5 large eggs, but one at a time. And then keep whisking it until it looks like this. Now I am adding the dry ingredients to the mixture, which has 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 2 tablespoons of baking powder, all nicely sifted. And then I will be pouring in that cocoa mixture and will use a hand whisker to mix everything all together. So my cake batter is all ready to go into my baking pan. Now we bake the cake at 350 Fahrenheit for 45 minutes or until the toothpick comes out clean. 45 minutes later, my cakes are fully baked, which I have kept it on the kitchen counter for half an hour to cool off, and then I've wrapped it up with a plastic wrap, then popped them in the fridge for a couple of hours to completely cool off. For the custard filling, I need 4 ounces of semi-sweet baking chocolate that I have cut up into pieces like that, and 6 tablespoons of cocoa powder. In a separate saucepan, I have added 2.5 cups of whole milk and half a cup of heavy whipping cream that I have put them on the stovetop. So I have 1 cup of sugar. Into the saucepan, I added my chocolate and cocoa powder. Whisk it constantly in medium flame. Cocoa powder and chocolate is well combined. I've turned the gas off. I am adding 1/3 cup of cornstarch to 1 cup of sugar. Give it a quick mix. Then we add 2 egg yolks while the cocoa and chocolate milk is warming. Once the milk is warmed up, we don't want it to be hot. It has to be warm. We pour in 1/3 of that mixture to the eggs and sugar. We mix it together and then we combine everything together in that saucepan back onto the stove. After stirring it constantly for 10 minutes, the custard is ready. Then we turn the stove gas off and we add 2 tablespoons of butter and vanilla. The chocolate custard is ready. Then we pour the chocolate custard in a separate bowl, let it cool off on the kitchen counter. Then I pop it in the fridge for several hours to completely cool off. The cakes were in the fridge for more than 2 hours. I pull them out now because they're completely cooled off and nice and cold. Now I will cut this cake into 2 halves. For the chocolate ganache frosting, I have the heavy whipping cream on the stovetop to simmer. Once it comes to a simmer, I will turn the gas off. And then we'll pour in the heavy whipping cream into a bowl which has semi-sweet chocolate chips around 12 ounces. And we'll let it sit for 10 to 15 seconds without whisking it. Then we will start whisking the mixture until it turns creamy and chocolatey. Mixing it for a couple of minutes, the ganache, the chocolate ganache, whipped chocolate ganache will be completely ready. Keep on stirring it for a couple of minutes and there you go. It's taking the form of chocolate ganache that we will be putting in the fridge for 1 hour before we frost them, before we whip them. An hour later, I am whisking it nicely with my hand mixer until it starts forming stiff peaks. Here you go, whipped ganache frosting is ready. I have 4 layers of cakes. On each cake, I will be adding the ganache frosting on the edge, which will be like a wall so that the custard filling doesn't fall off. And in the middle of the cake, I will be scooping in some chocolate custard as a filling, and we smoothen it out. Once we are done with the first layer, then we add the second layer of cake and we repeat the same process of adding the ganache frosting on the edge, piping the ganache frosting on the edge and then adding the custard in the middle, and then repeating that same process to build up that 4-layer cake. Then after that, I will put the cake in the fridge for another 30 minutes. Now for the chocolate glaze, I need 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips in a bowl and 3/4 cups of heavy whipping cream that I will be warming it up in a microwave. Then we will add and whisk the heavy whipping cream to create that smooth and silky chocolate glaze that I will be adding on top of that cold chocolate 4-layer chocolate cake. 30 minutes later, I have pulled the cake out from the fridge and set it on the kitchen counter, and I have added that warm chocolate glaze over the top of the cake, making sure that it brings that nice chocolatey dripping effect along the edges of the cake. And then I decorate the cake with the remaining ganache frosting that I had. What a great, yummy, delicious chocolate cake it is. I cannot wait to try it. But no, this is my mother-in-law's happy birthday cake, and I'm hopeful that she's absolutely going to love this little gift of mine. Anyway, thank you for watching my recipes. Make sure you try this chocolate cake and do let me know how you liked it in the comments below. Please like and subscribe my channel. You all have a great weekend. God bless you. Bye-bye.